Imagine you're a dairy farmer. Imagine one day you have to dig a trench and shoot every animal you possess. Over the last 3 years, hundreds of farmers in Michigan have been forced to slaughter tens of thousands of dairy cattle, thousands of sheep, steers, pigs, and millions of chickens because of one simple catastrophic mistake. A poisonous industrial chemical, PBB, was mixed into cattle feed instead of the normal feed supplement. Cattle died slowly after becoming hunchbacked, bald, and sterile, scarcely able to walk for monstrous overgrown hooves, sometimes a foot long. Before dying, the cows invariably passed on the poison through their milk, and on slaughter, their meat, usually sold as hamburger, further infected the food chain. When a disaster began to unfold in the fall of 1973, nobody knew what was wrong. It took almost 8 months to discover, by which time the entire state had been affected. Now, 3 years later, most of Michigan's 9 million population will be showing traces of PBB in their bodies. Many are now sick. The latest animal tests show that PBB in microscopic doses is capable of causing cancer, birth defects, and genetic changes. The tragedy has only just begun.
My dream was to have a beautiful herd of cattle, a beautiful farm, and I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. And I could do it on my own, and I was proving it until this poison came along and took it away from me.
They knew right from the start what the amount of contamination. They understood that it covered 1/3 of the animal population in Michigan.
We just was losing calves and cows all over the place, and they had sores on them, and milk production went from 2,400 pounds per day down to 300 pounds.
Then our milk production started to diminish. Our cows' health started to failing, and we started culling. We went through 28 cows before we ever found out what the problem was.
And the cows, they just went from bad to worse.
We'd get feed here, and the cows wouldn't feed it, and we'd have to top dress it with powdered molasses, and then the cows would eat it.
We had veterinarians come and look at them. Nobody knew what was wrong.
Well, we sat on the fence for a long time, undecided what to do.
The first thing you'd pick up in the mornings when you'd go in there would be a chainsaw, because it'd be at least 1 to 3 cows that would be down in the free stall, and you'd have to cut them out.
Then we was told if through the FHA officials, if we disposed of our cattle by shooting them, we would be ineligible to obtain any more money through the FHA.
And our veterinarian says, well, don't shoot them, because if you shoot them, if it is PBB, you'll be destroying them, the evidence.
Our veterinarian finally decided, well, to hell with them, send them to market. If the people wanted to eat them, let them go.
We had went through this hell that was in there, dragging dead calves and taking big calves from the cows and everything else. And her and I decided that we never would go through another winter like we went through. And we decided then that if there wasn't something done, we was going to kill those cattle.